Welcome to another session of the Code Dance series. In this session, we are going to be talking about sequence control structure. I am Robert Doe and I'll be your instructor for this session. Now, before I proceed to talk about sequence control structure, I would like to let you know about what a control structure is. A control structure is more or less the set of concepts that sort of governs how a computer program executes. So we have three control structures to take a look at. And in this video, we'll be taking a look at the first. Let's talk briefly about the sets. So the first one is the sequence control structure. The second is the decision control structure or selections. And then the third one is the repetitive statements or looping control structures. So when we talk about the sequence control structure, what do we mean? So it is the line by line execution of statements in the order with which they appear in the program. So even in the real world setting, when I'm having a conversation with you or I'm giving you an instruction, you would want to do the instructions step by step based on the order with which they come. If I tell you to do statement A before statement B, based on how I say them, that's what you will do. So let's take a look at the diagram on the screen. I have a lot of rectangles arranged in different kind of orders, different lengths, and there are some lines which have multiple rectangles. So if I were supposed to list the rectangles, you would want to start from the first one. You want to start from the first one, which is 29, move on to 2, move on to 22, move on to 74 before you finally end at 38. I am not sure you would want to start from 29, go to 22, get to the bottom before you start rising up. In the same way, a computer program will execute statements starting from the left side of the first line, moving towards the end, the right end of that line, before it finally comes to the next line until it completes to the last statement in the program. So let's take a look at how it is done. So it first moves to 29, goes to 2, moves until it finally exhausts every statement on a single line before it moves on to the next line. So as we can see the animation being demonstrated, it started from 29 and moved from left to right until it finally got to the last line, the last item on the last line. That is basically the sequence control structure at play. So if we have a particular parent, an African parent, giving an instruction to the child at home, how would the child follow those statements or the instruction? So if we have an instruction saying at 7 o'clock in the morning, sweep the compound. The next one saying wash the dishes. Next one says bath your siblings. Third one says if the bin is full, empty it and change its position. Now the last one saying while I'm not back, look after your siblings. We have 5 statements, but they were given in a specific kind of order. So while we are executing the statement, we will move from top to bottom until we finally exhaust the last statement. So let's see it at play. And then it will be done executing all of it. This is going to be the end of our session. Do follow us on all our socials and stay tuned for the next video.